board, wait until I score, make it rain till it pour. I'm a dog on fours, put in work like a chore till I'm underneath the floor, in the trenches like a war. If they wanna give them more, when I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. 4th down, 4 yards, put it all on the line. I am not worried cause it is our time. I hear the crowd in the background, man, they just wanna see me shine. For the hell of it, it's irrelevant. You lacking the intelligence to make it make sense. We gon' manifest whatever we came to get. That's a little money and a trophy and nothing they gon' respect. We don't care who the best, we don't worry who was next. We gon' put them boys to rest like a temper feet of bed. I'm ahead of the rest like I came without a net. They gon' say it under breath, I'ma say it with my chest. I got it wrapped like a toga, put the whole team on my shoulders. Hold up, wake these boys up, call me Folger, soldier. Flow feeling colder, some call it polar. You don't wanna box me, I'm feeling cocky. Hair stocky, leave him floppy, face naughty. Talking all aki, think he big poppy, then I'll chop him down like karate. I see none of you here can stop me. It's obvious, you too sloppy, cheap copy. I'm Rocky, leave his eyes all glossy, but in the end zone is where you can spot when I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies, family size. Leather bombers and Nike Sacai's. Dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrives. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused boy, little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go back. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go back. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny. Your most hungry place, I was past that at 28. Underground tapes, as my ass cap in publishing states. As we slide in the G-Ride, I've been getting criticized, it's keeping me energized. Create with a business mind, I'm from where killers reside. A wild hood, only knew goons since my childhood. Say anything in they raps cause it sound good. Don't even mean what they say, horrible outlook. Y'all ain't really about this house. Y'all was in the house with it. We don't respect fake jewelry and silly outfits. Window down, blowing out great tits. New York's J. Prince on Houston Street. I caught the bounce before my even bounced the beat. I took the hard way and man, it's the route for me. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would have crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go back. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. Two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Easy one. No.
Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Second and 6, just inside the 30. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 4th down and 6. Defense able to get there, swarm the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They will run the draw with Jacobs, and he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Jackson. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. It's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. And he will have a Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. But they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check.
Something done woke up in me. I've been going crazy. I've been doing my thing. They not ready for me. Y'all been playing with me. No time for the silly games. Damn, it really must be so intimidating. But I gotta be great. That's the God up in me. Whoa, yeah. Hold me, they cannot hold me, yeah. Slowly, ain't no more taking it slowly, yeah. Holy, you're dealing with something that's holy, yeah. Hold me, I need somebody to hold me. I'm still cooking out the basement, and this game needs some saving. And I'm ready for the action, cause I'm tired of the acting. What happened?
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, and they are in full roar as you get a look inside Lumen Field in Seattle. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs.
Let's go!
Taylor to start the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
You know, it's not just all athleticism from defensive linemen. Let's give them a little credit for their football intelligence as well. Read and react by them, understood the play call, and stacked it up and stuffed the run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. There's Wilson to throw. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Wilson gets rid of it quickly. And some room to run now. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, Wilson. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jonathan Taylor from 19 yards away. And the Seahawks are on the board first here in this division round matchup. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Tanner Muse there defensively.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Jacobs. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. Jackson on first down. That caught by Trimble. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. That's caught out right by Jennings. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Back to the running game with Jacobs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Well, they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Jackson now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal. After 1, 7-0 on EA's. Big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal. Here's Jackson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That will bring up 4th down and an 11-yard loss to Bogh.
And that's the kind of stand all defenses are seeking. 3rd and goal, backs against the wall, and they get a monster sack, and now they're going to force them into a field goal. For them, that's a win.
And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
The partner is a former defensive back. I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wilson. Man open, it's Goodwin. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Here we go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
That's a gain of 6. It brings up 3rd and 1.
Looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Straight ahead, here's Nwangwu. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. That good for 19 and a 1st down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Drops this off with Nwangwu. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
They hit the cut of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 11 yard line.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. The middle, here's Taylor. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jonathan Taylor with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Jackson. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, he stays up. That's going to back him up almost a full 10 yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 officially, and it's 4th down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Taken in at the 22. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to go down again. Marcus Davenport, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Well, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this 1st down. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. He's going to look deep for Watkins. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And he's got it. Got his man on the end round. Complete. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. Now Wilson. Quickly here, and that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short game.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Going on 4th down. It's Wilson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Jackson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, we have seen it many times throughout the course of the season. This defense coming up large and snagging a big takeaway. But here they get not just the takeaway, 6 points as well.
And you just knew that for this team to advance, they had to get a big performance from this unit. And to this point, they've delivered.
Now the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of.
It's caught at the 10, and he is in for the Seattle touchdown. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Jacobs going to try the middle. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
But there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Down. Here's Jackson. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Sit up!
Now it's Jackson. There's Trimble, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Working with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, come on.
To throw again is Jackson. Over the middle, complete into the hands of Trimble. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 15-yard line. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards 2:22 on the clock. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. Jackson will throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And the Vikings are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Here's Jackson to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Rondale Moore from 4 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after.
And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Makes the score Seahawks 31, Vikings 17.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
The Seahawks take over first down at their own 25 yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Jay Tufele. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11.
Well, this certainly feels like complimentary football to me, partner, because the momentum from the team's touchdown drive looks like it's made its way over to the defense. They're working together in tandem now. Offense gets in the end zone. Defense with a big sack on the first play of the following drive.
One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this could be the defining moment of their season, all hyperbole aside. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Now it's Jackson. He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Jackson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson. He's got the connection to Moore. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Vikings 24.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Keneduagu now out of his end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first down at their own 22-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. On third down, Wilson. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to make it fourth down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The field position game often so overlooked, but this offense is going to be backed up deep. What an ideal punt.
And now, this stage of the game, when they need the drive to try and put themselves in a position to win it, you talk about going the long field. The very long field. This could be a 99-yard drive if they're able to accomplish it.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jackson from the shotgun. Open man left side. It's the tight end Trimble. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. Now Jackson gets this to Moore. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Jackson. Finding Watkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. Obviously a big first down right there.
Yeah, they still got to hustle. They got to get up to the line of scrimmage and get set. But I don't think necessarily you need to spike it, but they've got to continue to move quickly.
Jackson to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays up in quick succession if they can.
Jackson. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson. That caught by Trimble. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jackson. Wide open receiver, complete. And the Vikings are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Moore. And yes, he's into the end zone, so they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That extra point is not a gimme.
Oh, it's an enormous call here. They'll go for 2. 1 play to keep their postseason alive. Jackson to throw. And they do not get it. It's incomplete. They went for the win, and the big gamble does not pay off. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. Oh, the Vikings are pointing. They've got it. Minnesota football. A field goal will do it for them. They got the onside kick that they needed here. We'll see if they can do the rest.
Some teams are just not comfortable waiting to see what happens. Some teams like to force the action. That's exactly what we saw with this onside kick.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence they're going to put more points up on the board.
That one goes for 24 yards. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This would put them in the NFC title game. And it's no good. He comes up empty on the late field goal try, and they are out here in the divisional round. So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready, because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.